Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Game 7 about to get underway here at Swayze Field between the number 4 nationally ranked Ole Miss Rebels and the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles, who just won an elimination game to continue on in force of Game 7. As we take a look at our extended bracket, you see towards the bottom left of that bracket, the winner of this game goes on to face the number 13 ranked Texas Longhorns. That's going to be an exciting Super Regional. Well, welcome into our booth alongside former LSU fireball thrower Ben McDonald. I'm Sam Ravitch. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We have a Game 7 here tonight, Ben. Two teams that have high-powered offenses, high-powered pitching staffs, but at the end of the day, all you need to do is win one, and you can continue. Lose one, you go home.
Yeah, high win totals as well. I mean, this is number 1 and 2 winningest programs in all of college baseball. It comes down to a Game 7. Doesn't get any better than this.
Doesn't get any better than this, and as the Tennessee Tech offense goes, it doesn't really get any better than it did earlier on today. Here's what happened in Game 6. Look at Chase Chambers. We talked about him being an offensively charged bat. Home run right there.
Yeah, he's been the most impressive hitter in the Tennessee Tech lineup. I tell you what, they can really bank it around. I also play a little defense too, and I tell you, on the mound, Ethan Roberts was outstanding for Tennessee Tech. Ole Miss just couldn't get anything going off of him early in the game.
There's a big strikeout from Travis Moss, who came in. You see the emotion pure there. Then Ryan Olenek, how about this? To ground into a double play to get out of a bit of a jam.
Yeah, the big right fielder had to come in. Ole Miss trying to save a little pitching for the final game, this game of this Oxford Regional.
15-5 in that Game 6. Well, Game 7 is about to get underway here. Fans a little bit nervous. Whoever wins advances to the Supers. Whoever loses goes home. Coming up next, right here.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And in part by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh, Game 7 here at Swayze Field. The atmosphere is, well, as you would expect. Whoever wins advances, whoever loses goes home. Devin Lancaster on the bump for the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Ben, what are we going to see out of the right-hander tonight?
Well, it's a fastball. It's a mid-80s type fastball. 83 to 88, curveball and a changeup. The changeup is the best pitch. It's the difference maker for him. And when he's landing it, it's a swing and miss pitch. It's certainly his out pitch.
Well, the Golden Eagles put up 15 runs against the Ole Miss Rebels to advance this regional to a Game 7.
Yeah, 15 runs on 16 hits. You know about the home runs. 133 for Tennessee Tech. But they only hit 1 run. Just tells you that 340 team batting average means something.
All right, here we go. Game 7. Winner advances, loser. They'll have to wait till next year. Greg Kessinger will start it off. And we are underway at 6:05 local time. Kessinger 303 on the year. 3 for 11 in the regional. And he pops this one up in foul territory. That will get out of play. So as we take a look at the Ole Miss Rebels lineup right now, you see Kessinger at the top. Look at all the power numbers that you have from guys like Dillard, Zabowski, Golson, even towards the bottom with Jacob Adams almost serving as a second leadoff guy. He had a really good game in Game 6, but as far as the other bats for the Rebels, kind of fell silent.
There's the first changeup. We told you about the changeup. Keep an eye on that. The fastball's not a great one. He spots it, works both sides. It's going to be mid-80s, but that changeup, that pitch right there is what he really relies on. Yeah, speaking of this Ole Miss offense, I mean, it's a lot different than what it was last year. I mean, the worst offense in the SEC last year, team batting average, they go from worst to first. Lead the SEC with a 302 team batting average.
Kessinger, a high fly ball to left field. Harris camping under it, and there's out number 1 of the game. Well, like we said a couple hours earlier here at Swayze Field, Ole Miss was absolutely routed by this Golden Eagle team, 15-5 to force this Game 7. Tennessee Tech, to their credit, have had their backs up against the wall plenty of times here in this regional and now have made their way into this elimination game. Olenek fists one over towards second base. And Ham is there for out number 2.
A good start for Lancaster for sure.
There's head coach Mike Bianco, winningest and longest tenured SEC coach across 3 major sports. 18th season at the helm for the Rebels. Knows how to win some games. Trying to help his team get back to the Super Regionals.
Oh, it's been a tremendous turnaround season for Mike Bianco's bunch, who didn't even make the NCAA tournament last year.
That ball must have got a piece of Fortes. Oh, right on the top of the head.
Yeah, that's that changeup. Lancaster loses control of that. See Fortes just kind of duck his head and take it right off the top.
There's head coach Matt Bragg, a 15th season at the helm. They just continue to win more and more games, set more and more records as the years go on. 51 wins now as a team for the Golden Eagles. Leads all of Division I baseball. Thomas Dillard. A called strike 1 on the inside corner.
So you've seen them all now. There's the overhand breaking ball, fastball, and the changeup. I think the biggest thing for our Ole Miss rather to guard against is going to be getting out in front of that fastball. It's not a typical fastball you normally see on the weekends of an exploding fastball between 88 and 94 miles an hour. It's a little bit slower, and as a hitter, you tend to get a little bit out in front of that pitch, and then you combine that with the changeup and the breaking ball, it's awfully tough to hit. So we'll see how fast Ole Miss can make those adjustments.
Thomas Dillard, 2 for 9 in the regional, has scored 3 runs and has driven 3 in. Fortes has been known to take off. He's been caught stealing once already this regional. Dillard rips it to right field. Fortes will hold at second base. And a little bit of a 2-out rally for the Rebels here on the opening frame.
Yeah, and the key for Lancaster is making sure, keeping the ball down. Watch this changeup. It's elevated up in the zone, and Thomas Dillard's going to hit that every day of the week.
There's Cole Zabowski, the first baseman. Ole Miss has had plenty of 2-out rallies so far in this regional. 12 2-out hits against this Golden Eagle team. Cole Zabowski batting right at 300 on the year. Gets it done defensively as well. Only Rebel on the SEC all-defensive team. Pops this one up, shallow left field. Going back is the shortstop Garza, and he'll make the catch. Ole Miss will strand 2 on the base paths in the opening frame. Tennessee Tech coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. Back here in the elimination game at Swayze Field, the Ole Miss Rebels will have Jordan Fowler, the left-hander, on the mound, a 7-0 record, making his 9th start of the year. Ben, what are we going to see from Fowler tonight?
Well, freshman left-handed pitcher from Union City, Tennessee. Fastball is going to be 87 to 90 with a curveball and a changeup. He is a strike thrower. You see the 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Had his best start of his career, his last time out in the SEC tournament against Texas A&M, where he worked 6 innings, only allowed 6 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for the freshman.
We take a look at the dangerous lineup that the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles have thrown out there all regional. They came in with everybody in this starting order batting above 300. It's right around there once again. Alex Jr. has been great in the leadoff spot. We've seen back-to-back home runs from Osborne and Putzig earlier on in this regional. It's been impressive to watch. The way that Chase Chambers uses all sides of the field, it's tough to get a couple outs against these guys, and when they can get on a roll, they'll sure do it. 15 runs against this Ole Miss team to force this Game 7 earlier today.
Well, they've been as good as any team I've seen this year at hitting mistakes. They do not miss many mistakes. That's what makes them so good. 7 players in this lineup, 7 out of 9 with double-digit home runs, 4 of which 16 or more home runs.
Alex Jr., 3 for 18 in the regional. He's 2 for 9 against Ole Miss.
This first inning so important for Fowler. These first innings can be tough, especially for a freshman. This environment, biggest game of the year, certainly for Ole Miss. Biggest game of the freshman's career.
Check swing, fouls it up the third base line.
Jordan Fowler's been the midweek starter pretty much the entire season for Ole Miss, making his 16th appearance, 9 starts on the year now.
Junior lines one into center field. A leadoff single for the Golden Eagles. They're picking up right where they left off, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, team batting average. 340 team batting average. There's a lot of teams in the country that doesn't have one player hitting 340, much less the entire team averaging that. That's how good they've been.
Nice aviators right there. These guys are a light group. They like to have fun. They like to win a lot of games, and whatever they've been doing, it's been working for them.
Yeah, it has. 51 wins on the year. That'll do it. Only 10 losses.
And Kalevahea follows it up with a single out to left. Let's go ahead and throw it to Doug Kazarian in the studio for a quick update. Doug? How about Duke coming back in that game?
Boy, Duke's had a good year. Fell off a little bit at the end. There was some talk about them hosting a regional at some point, but little didn't have quite the finish they wanted.
Stroshine down the right field line, just foul. That's a loud strike one.
Yeah, we talked about Stroshine earlier today. Really struggled in this tournament so far, but you can kind of see him beginning to evolve, especially the last 4 or 5 at-bats. He's needing to stay on the baseball a little bit more, starting to square it up. And, boy, if he ever gets going, because Chase Chambers has been unbelievable so far in this region.
Stroshine is 3 for 18 in the regional so far. Has struck out 7 times. 3 for 10 against Ole Miss, however, in the regional. 2 runs scored and an RBI. He's got 2 ducks on the pond. Well, just getting word here that Casey Mize was taken first overall by the Detroit Tigers. As expected, my broadcast partner right here, Ben McDonald, knows a little bit something about that, getting taken first overall.
A long time ago. Congratulations to Casey Mize, though. I know he's glad to get that over with. There's a good breaking ball to go ahead and count 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can see Mize's numbers on the year. 10-5 with a .295. That bottom number is what you want to pay attention to. 151 punchies and only 12 walks. That's what separates him from most college pitchers, the command of 4 big league pitches, and he'll be a quick riser to the big leagues with Detroit Tigers.
So Mize taken first overall in the 2018 draft. There's a big strikeout and out number 1 secured by Jordan Fowler.
Yeah, certainly a bunting situation, but not with Kevin Stroschein. 390, 18 home runs, 66 RBIs, and that's a big breaking ball and a huge first out for Jordan Fowler at Ole Miss.
You talk about the command for Casey Mize, and not a lot of pitchers at this level have that kind of command. And the question becomes now, what do you need to do at the next level to ensure that that command continues?
Well, I think they'll make a few adjustments.
Chambers out to right field. Olenek is there. And there's 2 gone.
When I watch Casey Mize pitch, there's not a whole lot not to like. I mean, there's a difference between a strike and a quality strike. A quality strike stays out of the middle of the plate. It's down by the knees. He can elevate when he needs to. He's got a real good cut fastball he developed this year, split finger fastball, and a swing and miss breaking ball as well. You know, if you got to poke holes in one thing, I think maybe the mechanics could get a little bit better. Maybe the finish for Casey Mize could get a little bit better, but those are things that's going to be tweaked. I mean, you got to remember, he's only 21 years old, but he is very polished for a college pitcher.
Trevor Putzig now with runners still on first and second. 2 outs now. Putzig 5 for 15 in the regional so far. 3 runs batted in.
You can see Fowler just kind of feeling his way through this first inning. First couple of batters, he wasn't very sharp. Ball was up. The last couple of batters, he's made some really good pitches. If you ever want to see if a pitcher's on his game, just watch the catcher, the Ole Miss catcher Fortes. Watch where he sets up. And watch how close Jordan Fowler can deliver the ball to the target.
Flied out to right field. Olenek has it marked. And Tennessee Tech will also strand 2 batters. No score through 1. Well, for more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to NCAA.com. That is NCAA.com. A couple of youngsters here at Swayze Field looking along in this Game 7. Trying to will their Ole Miss Rebels onto the Super Regionals.
Yeah, Ole Miss, an overall number 4 national seed.
Will Golson to lead it off. Big swing and a miss, 66 miles an hour, Ben.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's below hitting speed, what you normally would see. And as a tendency as a hitter, you get out in front. And so I think Ole Miss has to have that approach that, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to hit the ball the opposite way. I'm going to see if I can hit a line drive right over the second baseman's head. I think that's got to be their approach until they get their timing down. It's almost like a 2-strike approach. Because lots of times on a weekend, you're used to seeing guys that can really juice it up. Guys that throw 90 to 96 miles an hour, pretty common on the weekends.
Ooh. That got Golson. Second hit batsman of the night.
Yeah. Kalevahea, the catcher, he wants it up. He says, give it to me up here, but not up and in. He wants it up just to change the eye level. But Devin Lancaster missed by a lot. And after he had Will Golson in the hole, he issues a free pass to him. You can see he is upset about that. That is frustrating as a pitcher to work so hard to get ahead and put a hitter in a hole 0-2, and then you miss your spot by 2.5 feet, and you end up putting him on base anyway.
3rd time Golson was hit by pitch this tournament. And now Tyler Keenan. Also just getting word that Joey Bart was taken off the board. The catcher from Georgia Tech to the San Francisco Giants at the 2 spot. He's another one of those guys at Georgia Tech that's been calling pitches pretty much ever since he got there. So nice pickup by the San Francisco Giants. Keenan's 2 for 10 in the tournament. Fouls one off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, the learning curve. And Casey Mize, of course, called his own pitches at Auburn, too. So, you know, that's something that puts him a little ahead of most as well. That was a big adjustment for me, and it is for a lot of guys that go from college to pro ball. And if you're a fast climber, all of a sudden you got to learn on your own. You got to learn pretty quick.
Ground ball over towards second base. Ham to Garza. Spin. Double play. That's a quick turn right there. How about the spin move 360 from Garza?
Well, you hear a lot about the offense, and deservingly so for Tennessee Tech, but hey, they can glove it too. How about that turn from Ham to Garza? And I tell you what, Garza has been impressive over at shortstop. Watch how quickly he receives that, spins around, and throws a rocket over to Chambers to complete the 4-6-3 double play.
2 outs on the board. Chase Cockrell now. 3rd double play turned by the Golden Eagles here in the regional. Cockrell is 0 for 7 against Tennessee Tech here in the regionals with 4 strikeouts. There's that changeup lofted out to right center field. Long run for Junior, and he makes the catch on the warning track. Still scoreless through 1.5 here at Swayze. Doug, thank you. Game 7 here at Swayze Field. Winner advances to the Super Regionals. Loser goes home. David Garza just made a great double play in the field, now at the plate. See Garza's numbers on the year: 306, 16 home runs, 401 on base percentage.
Yeah, Garza, a good-looking prospect, both at the plate and in the field.
And Ben, we were talking a lot about Jeremy Ironman from Missouri State. We were also talking a lot about Kessinger, but Garza's made his mark here at the regional over at short.
I think he's been as good as anybody, and might have the strongest arm out of those 3 shortstops you mentioned. See, Fowler's command seems to be spot on. That's how he wins ball games. Not going to see 90 to 95 from him. You're going to see a mid-80s fastball, good breaking ball, but you're going to see him stay out of the middle of the plate, just like that. Didn't get the call that time. Fortes had set right up on the outside corner. I love a catcher that puts his belly button where he wants the ball. You see Fortes straddling the outside corner. Ball, maybe a ball or 2 off the outside corner, but a good pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Count runs full on Garza. Had a pretty good regional at the plate as well as in the field. 4 for 13, has scored 5 runs with 1 RBI. Line drive into left field. That one's going to roll a little bit. It's going to get by Dillard. Garza coasts into second with a leadoff double here in the 2nd inning.
Well, the key for any pitcher against this offense, the best offense in the entire country, is don't get in predictable counts. Stay out of 3-2, 2-0, 3-1 hitter counts if you can. And if you do get in those counts, you better be able to throw something other than a fastball. This time Fowler throws a 3-2 fastball, center cut to Garza, and pays the price for it.
Now it's Nick Osborne, has had himself quite the regional as well. Osborne 4 for 7 versus this Ole Miss team. A double, 2 home runs, has scored 5 runs, and has driven in 2.
Yeah. And the 2 home run game was impressive. One to straightaway left center field. The other one opposite field, right field. He took a high fastball.
High fly ball in the center field. Golson coming in now, going back. And he makes the catch right in front of the warning track. Garza tags up to third. And there are 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a very productive out.
Let's go back to the studio, get a quick update from Doug. What's going on in that Georgia-Duke game, Doug? Very familiar with Jeff Conine. Must be enjoying to watch that in the regionals. Fly ball, foul out of play off the bat of Colin Harris. Runner on third base. The Golden Eagles.
Well, these are these situations you talk about. You got to be good at these. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. You don't need a base hit to score a run. Middle infielders are playing back. A routine ground ball scores a run. Sacrifice fly scores a run. If you get a base hit, that's icing on the cake. But that first run is oh so important. And when you don't need a base hit to get one, you better be good at it.
Tennessee Tech against the Rebels, 13 for 27 with runners in scoring position. Oh, that was close.
Watch Fortes, the catcher, set up on the outside corner. Watch him receive the ball and lean back at the same time. See how he tried to frame that? Excellent job, excellent pitch, good take by Harris not to swing at that. Fortes, the catcher, tried to steal that one by just kind of leaning back as he received that ball.
Harris batting .500 against Ole Miss here in the regional. 4 for 8, 4 RBIs.
Coming in with the fastball. Better get it there. Boy, so Fowler just missing. I mean, a ball off the outside corner doesn't get the call. A ball off the inside corner doesn't get the call.
Check swing, he went around. A huge second out procured.
What made this pitch work right here, the good breaking ball inside, was the pitch before it set it up. So you throw the fastball in off the plate. You don't get the call, but it speeds the bat up. It makes Harris think, well, he's trying to get me out with a fastball. I got to get it going. I got to get going a little bit quicker. Well, that opens you up for that breaking ball right under the hands. And I'm going to tell you, you can't do it any better than that, Jordan Fowler.
Now 2 outs for John Hamm, the number 9 batter.
This would be huge for Jordan Fowler and Ole Miss if they can find a way to put a 0 up after a runner on third base and only 1 out when it didn't take a base hit to score a run. Well, if you don't score one here, if you're Tennessee Tech, you feel like you gave one back.
Two balls, no strikes to Hamm. Hamm batting .321 on the year, 13 home runs, 65 RBIs. There's Garza on third. Fly down the right field line, leaking out of play. This is a Tennessee Tech team that knows nothing but winning this season, strung together a 28-game winning streak, the longest in the nation in Division I baseball this year.
The longest ever in the OVC conference. Amazing run. That's what impresses me a lot about this team. It's a veteran team, Tennessee Tech. If you'll watch them, they don't swing at many bad pitches. Very disciplined at the plate. Lots of juniors and seniors, only juniors and seniors in this lineup. They got a good feel for the strike zone.
That's low, ball 4. First walk of the day for Jordan Fowler. There's going to be runners on the corners with 2 outs. Garza on third, 90 feet away. John Hamm on first, and the top of the order, Alex Jr. 1 for 1 today, singled back in the first inning. Tennessee Tech won 15-5 in Game 6 to force this Game 7. There's a called strike 1 and an enthusiastic applause from the Swayze faithful.
Yeah, the hotty-toddy crowd really giving it to the home plate umpire, Perry Costello. A couple of balls it could have been. We've seen balls like that called all day today and yesterday. But as long as it's fair both ways and consistent, that's all you can ask for as a player.
Fans getting on their feet here. Popped up, shallow left field. Going back is the shortstop, Kessinger, and he makes the catch. 4 left on base for Tennessee Tech, no score. Well, it's been a boxing match here in this regional. Tennessee Tech has had their backs up against the wall plenty of times. Now here in Game 7, who will get knocked out and who will advance? Jacob Adams to start it off for the Rebels in the 3rd inning. Adams, his first at bat in the game, has been really solid at the number 9 hole for the Rebels. Almost serving as a second leadoff guy. Adams in the loss earlier today had a pretty good game. Went 2 for 3 with 2 singles. This ball grounded sharply to Garza at short. Makes it look easy for out number 1. Now back to the top of the order in Greg Kessinger. So a couple of more players now off the draft board. Jonathan India of Florida, drafted 5th by the Cincinnati Reds. Nick Madrigal taken off the board from Oregon State. Number 4. These are guys that you've been hearing all season in the college baseball ranks.
Yeah, not a whole lot of surprises so far. Nick Madrigal hurt for most of the year for Oregon State. They blow through their regional. They'll take on Minnesota in the Super Regional next weekend.
Kessinger rolls one over to third. Well, that man, Ryan Rollison, projected number 20 overall by Keith Law. We'll talk to him when he hears his name called today.
Can you imagine how nervous he is about right now? For two things. One, for his team, wanting his college career to continue, but also maybe a peek forward at the future as well.
What were you more nervous about at that time when you were about to get that phone call? You guys were also playing too.
I was more nervous about the ball game. I had to pitch at the College World Series later on that night, so I just wanted to get it over with. The draft used to be the first day of the College World Series many years ago. I think it's in a pretty good place right now, but still players are having to play with the draft, but I don't know if there's a perfect time to have it.
Olenek ropes one into center field, but Junior with speed out there to record the final out. Still no score here in Game 7 at Swayze. No score heading to the bottom of the third inning here at Swayze. Ole Miss and the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles battling it out to see who's going to advance to the Super Regionals. Brendan Kalevahea, the catcher, to start it off. Kalevahea 1 for 1 today, singled back in the first inning. He's had himself quite the regional. He's also caught every single game for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, he has been the Iron Man. Caught 2 games, 2 complete games yesterday, catching his second complete game today. I think the key for me right now in this ball game is what offense can make the adjustment the second time through. Both offenses are rolling through and seeing these pitchers for the second time.
A little bit of a different game we're seeing right now than what we saw earlier today. Tennessee Tech exploded for 15 runs.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech Ole Miss held them scoreless the first 2 innings, but it was the third inning last game where Tennessee Tech put up a 4 spot. In the top of the third inning, they made the adjustment to James MacArthur.
Head coach Mike Bianco looking on. He's all but familiar with this situation.
Yep, he calls all the pitches, seems studying his charts and his notes. He relays the sign to Fortes, who then in turn gives him to Fowler.
Ground ball over towards third, picked on a short hop by Keenan. Good play.
Got to remember, Keenan is 6'3", 225 pounds, and just a freshman. He's had an outstanding year offensively, but you know what? He can pick it a little bit on defense, too. This is a tough play. Goes for the short hop right there, picks it, sets the feet, squares the shoulders, strong throw across the diamond for the first out. Love how he keeps his momentum going towards the target. Jordan Fowler appreciates that play.
That is not easy. Kevin Stroshine now.
That's one of those ones, if you sit back on it, you probably don't have enough to throw him out. So you got to come and charge it. When you come and get it, it's going to catch you on the short hop. So it's either you make it or you don't. Well, I love how Fortes tries to steal it. He's not been successful yet, but he sets up just off the outside corner to catch it for Ole Miss. And as he's receiving that baseball, kind of leans back over the plate.
Stroshine, high fly ball to left center field. Going back is Will Golson, the center fielder. He's got it marked.
Boy, that's what you call just missing one. I mean, if he hits just a centimeter more up on his ball, it's easily into the stands.
Well, if you get Stroshine out, you got to deal with this guy, Chase Chambers.
Yeah, the only advantage Fowler's got here, it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Might give him a little bit of an advantage, but not many people here in this regional has had success getting Chase Chambers out. Came in hitting over 400. He's raised his batting average. How about that? 82 RBIs on the season.
I mean, those are big league numbers, Ben.
Yeah, that's 82 RBIs in just 61 games. That was a fastball in the first game today. 2-0 count. Chase Chambers gets fastball, got his hands going, and I mean barrels up a heater right on the inside third for another home run in this series.
They went around on that. It's 1-2. Chase Chambers is 4 for 7 against Ole Miss with a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Chambers held up, going to be a full count now to the big lefty. Flied out to right field, his last at bat. Just a bit outside, and Chambers works a 2-out walk. Well, a couple of tickets have been punched so far in the regionals. Heading to the super regionals, you see a couple of teams you're familiar with, a couple of teams you may not be so familiar with. And you see Stenson right there. They've had a fantastic season. Minnesota as well. Cal State Fullerton had an average year, but now they're advancing, as has Vanderbilt. So a couple of these teams getting hot at the right time, Ben.
That's what it takes. That's what we've seen the last few years. It's not the best team, it's the hottest team at the time. The team played the best, because the parity in college baseball is as good as it's ever been. That's why you're seeing teams like Stetson, Tennessee Tech, and others that's going to bounce upon the radar with really, really good teams.
Putzig grounds one over to short, diving, stopped by Kessinger from his knees. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Alongside former LSU fireball thrower Ben McDonald, I'm Sam Ravitch here. Game 7 between these two to see who will advance to the Super Regionals. Fortes swings at first pitch. Garza throws him out for out number 1. Let's take a look at our bracket here in the extended bracket. As you see at the bottom left corner of your screen there, the number 4 national seed, Ole Miss, trying to advance to the Super Regionals. They would play Texas, number 13, or will it be the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech? Only time will tell. A lot at stake here in this game.
Yeah, Texas taking care of business there in Austin. The horns are hot. Cody Clemens has had a Golden Spikes type year.
Two strikes pounded into Thomas Dillard. Singled back in the first inning.
Well, Lancaster just keeps making pitches. Remember, coming in, he had a ERA of right at 6, and he is shutting down one of the best offenses, not only in the SEC, but one of the best offenses in the country. Ole Miss averaging 7 runs per game, but have not been able to solve Devin Lancaster as of yet.
What's been different when you look at the numbers for Lancaster? What's been the biggest difference that you've seen here?
I think he's doing his thing. He's throwing strikes, but Ole Miss has not made the adjustment. A little bit tight right now, a little bit tense, and a little bit out in front. You're seeing a lot of fly balls, a lot of bodies kind of out in front just enough. There's another fly ball.
Skied high on the infield. David Garza once again with the putout.
And it's so much easier said than done, but when you're supposed to win, got a little pressure on you. Sometimes you don't relax, and you get the body just a little bit out in front. When that body gets out in front, a little bit. You have a tendency to drag the bat. You get a lot of pop-ups. You get a lot of balls you roll over and stay instead of staying inside of them. That's kind of where Ole Miss is right now. Just hadn't been able to relax and hit yet because they've had some pitches they can handle. But for me, the timing is just off.
Zabowski fists one out to right field. Long run for Osborne in fair territory. He's there. A 1-2-3 inning for Devin Lancaster. He's retired his last 8. No score. Oh, it's coming soon, all right. The College World Series in Omaha. Something that these kids have been dreaming about since they were 5, 6 years old. Trying to advance first to the Super Regionals. A lot of baseball left to play before the final teams are decided for Omaha. Here in the final game in Oxford, Mississippi to decide who advances to take on the University of Texas in the Super Regionals. No score.
Yeah. What a talented regional this has been, too. I mean, we said earlier, if you missed it, this is the only region in the country out of 16 where you had 3 top 25 RPIs teams in one place. Of course, Ole Miss, the top 8 national seed. Tennessee Tech was 23. Missouri State was 25 in the RPI. Nobody else can say that.
And it hasn't disappointed either. We've seen plenty of one-run games.
Yeah, Missouri State was good. The Billikens, good team too, the 4 seed here.
You see the wins right there at the top. The Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech and Ole Miss. These teams know how to win ball games. Ground ball right at Keenan. How about both of these starters today, Lancaster and Fowler?
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I mean, Fowler's got a good ERA now. Fowler's 7-0 for Ole Miss with a 3.18 ERA, but still just as many hits per his innings pitched. But for me, well, Devin Lancaster, 34 innings pitched coming in, 41 hits, 15 walks, only 18 strikeouts, but he has been lights out for Tennessee Tech. That's what we're talking about, the team that makes the adjustment first, the team that finds a way to stay back. Boy, it's hard to do in an environment like this. Everybody wants to win so bad. They know what's at stake here. One team is getting on the bus and going home. The other team will play in a super regional next weekend.
Well, how do you do that? I mean, you're in a Game 7. The intensity is at an all-time high. I mean, how do you relax yourself and say, let's just go back to fundamentals?
Hard to do. Hard to do, but the players that find a way in the big situations, in the big games, the ones that can flush everything out and get back to doing the things that made them successful, the ones that you see exceed in situations like this.
Nick Osborne fouls a couple off.
Sometimes it takes lots of reps at the plate in these situations. It takes lots of pitches from that bump out there to kind of figure it out and figure out what makes you relax, what puts you in that zone to where everything is just natural.
What was that for you?
You know, I think experience more than anything. I mean, I was put in the big leagues at 21 years old. I didn't know how to pitch. And it took about 250 innings, about 250 innings in the big leagues before the light bulb kind of went on. And I learned my routine, how to set up guys, what I was looking for, things that you don't really think about when you're this age, 20, 21 years old. You got to learn it on the fly, and I had to learn it on the fly because I got elevated pretty quickly. And it was tough. I mean, there was a lot of nights I went home and I banged my head up against the wall wondering why I couldn't be consistent at that level. But the truth of the matter, the experience is the biggest factor.
Ground ball sharply hit at Keenan. Nice stop, nice throw. 2 gone. Let's go ahead and get back to the studio and Doug for a quick update. Doug, what do we got?
Wow, that is a big upset brewing there. Georgia, top 8 national seed, on the verge of going down. At home there in Athens. Never thought they'd be beaten twice in the same day.
Two outs for Colin Harris. Another ground ball towards third. And Keenan records all 3 outs in the frame. End of the 4th inning, no score here in Game 7. Back here, Game 7, Anthony Carrera, number 2 for Tennessee Tech. They're grooving and moving. Who's going to dance their way to the Super Regionals, though? That's the question that will be decided by the end of this one. No score heading to the top of the 5th inning.
It's always the guys that aren't playing that are the loosest ones. You notice that?
Yeah.
It's nobody in the lineup dancing. I mean, they know how tough this is. The guys on the bench keeping everybody loose, or trying to.
Like you were saying earlier, Ben, it's all about who can stay loose in these situations. Not get tight and play your game. Nice pick there. There's a third base coach, Clement, making a nice snag. Golson pops one up right in front of home plate. The pitcher, Lancaster, making his own out.
So I'm showing 7 fly ball outs so far for Ole Miss. So 7 of the 13 outs, more than half. And that's typically what happens when you get your body out in front.
Devin Lancaster has retired 11 Ole Miss Rebels in a row. Ground ball over towards second base, bobbled by Ham, recovers, and still time to get Keenan for out number 2.
Yeah, nice play by Ham right here. Stayed with it. Knew Tyler Keenan was running, who's not the fastest guy. Watch him bobble this ball. Love the stretch by Chambers, the big fella at first. Look at him stretch out. Didn't know how close it was going to be. Didn't take it for granted. This Tennessee Tech defense has been playing some ball since stepping here on Swayze Field for the regional.
Chase Cockrell, nobody aboard for the Rebs. And grounds one back up the middle. That bleeds through to center field. Second hit of the day for Ole Miss. Now, there was a span there that Lancaster retired 12 batters in a row. Just broken there.
What a job he has done.
Second baseman Jacob Adams now steps in from the left-hand side. There's that 66-mile-an-hour off-speed stuff thrown in there.
Well, that's how he gets you out in front. So the fastball is 83 to 85. And he takes nearly 20 miles an hour off of that. And I'm telling you, as a hitter, that is tough. Tough to adjust to.
High fly ball into right field. Osborne is there, and he records the out. Ole Miss strands one, still scoreless. 0-0 score, heading to the bottom of the 5th inning here in an elimination game to see who will advance to the Super Regionals. We're now joined by this young man right here, Ethan Roberts. Ethan, you picked up the win today. You see the numbers for you so far. 11 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, but in your start today, really impressive to see what you were doing. How are you feeling out there?
I feel good. That game earlier, I was just trying to go get guys and let them put the ball in play and let my D work. This defense helped me out today for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you only had 1 day rest. 1 day rest, so you throw 40-something pitches, and you come back and go over 100 today. How's the arm holding up?
It's holding up. It's there. I can still feel it.
Ground ball over to short, and there's out number 1. Well, You guys love to have a good time. You got some gummies there, so at least you're gonna stay, hydrated and full in the tummy. But how have you guys been able to maintain? This is a game to see who advances to the Super Regionals. How have you been able to maintain that kind of calm and collected attitude?
We're all just fighting, man. We're fighting to live another day. I got you, bro. We're fighting to live another day. These seniors, this is a good group of seniors. We're just fighting to keep them alive for sure, keep our hopes alive, and we're going to make it as long as we can go.
Well, I tell you, your cut fastball was unbelievable again today. And is that a pitch? Is that a natural pitch for you? I mean, you just grab it and throw it. Is that something that you learned how to throw?
I actually taught myself that pitch in high school. I knew I needed something. Two-seam wasn't working for me. I knew I had to go with a cut. So I learned the cut in high school, kind of taught myself how to do it, and that's what I use the majority of the day today for sure, yeah.
Calm, cool, and collected. Ethan Roberts, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Man, do they like to have a good time.
Oh, gosh, I don't know how you do an interview with all that going on around you. But, boy, he showed you something today. I mean, I expected him to go maybe 3 or 4 innings after pitching on only getting 1 day off, and he actually warmed up last night. He almost came in. He's the closer for Tennessee Tech. 14 saves on the year, but started the game today, got his second ever start, and he's picked up 2 wins in this regional in 2 appearances, 1 in relief and 1 as a starter. Just been outstanding.
He has certainly come up big for his Golden Eagles, and a lot of credit to him to bring them to this point. Alex Jr., a fly ball to center field. Shortstop Kessinger is there, out number 2. Seems like, Ben, if there's just 1 extra base hit from one of these teams, that could get things going. We've seen a lot of singles so far, but who's going to crack first?
Yeah, and these are the kind of games that scare you as a coach on both sides, because both of these teams can hit home runs. Obviously, Tennessee Tech can really hit them, but Ole Miss is no slouch at it too. But it almost feels like one swing of the bat somewhere along the way, just one, is going to be the difference in this ball game.
Brennan Kalevahea, 1 for 2 today, a single back in the first inning. Kalevahea hit .421 in 30 conference games this year. .421. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these numbers, they don't even seem real. I mean, who has 7 guys in their lineup with double-digit home runs? Tennessee Tech does. And 4 of them have 16 or more home runs.
Yeah, those are video game numbers. That's insane. And they've come to this regional, too, and they've proved how they've been able to do it.
Yeah, and what really jumps at me, you see the 133 home runs, you know that's a lot. But that's the second number to it is what really jumps at you. 35 more than any other school in D1 baseball. Normally, you lead the home run race by 5 or 10, not 35.
Called strike 2. Jordan Fowler now at 75 pitches on the evening. Look at that change of velocity too, Ben. You see him come there at 88, but just saw him at 75.
Yeah, it's sneaky fast for Fowler. He'll kind of lull you to sleep with that overhand breaking ball. He'll show you a changeup that's in the low 70s, and then he can bust you with 88 miles an hour. So he slows the bat down. He speeds it back up. He changes eye level. It's just pitching. Fastball away. Let's see if he can hit this spot.
Ground ball to short. Kessinger up the line, but the tag applied by Zabowski. Another 1-2-3 athletic play by the first baseman.
Well, you talk about him being on the all-defensive team, Zabowski. He's a 6'5" frame over there. A wonderful target to throw to. Throws a little bit off, but the all-defensive first baseman makes the play.
Game 7 here at Swayze, and the Rebel faithful are fired up. No score through 5. It has been a close one, to say the least. Gray Kessinger, the shortstop, to start it off. High fly ball to left field. Back at the wall is Harris. See you later. Solo home run for Gray Kessinger, and the Rebels are on the board 1-0.
Boy, it almost felt like that. One of the few mistakes, a changeup. You see the location of that? Devin Lancaster's been so good, and he knew it right away. He left the changeup, and I mean, belt high, right out over the middle of the plate. Kessler, who's been out in front of a couple balls, certainly wasn't out in front of that one.
Olenek lays a bunt down, foul. Gray Kessinger was all over that one.
The volume just went up a notch or two.
I'd say so. See how Devin Lancaster responds. Olenek 0 for 2 today. Gray Kessinger, a solo home run over the left field wall. And the number 4 nationally ranked Ole Miss Rebels are up 1-0. Popped up to right field, leaking foul. It's going to get into row 3. You feel like, Ben, the environment here just got a lot tougher for Devin Lancaster and the Golden Eagles to play it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he responds to this. First blemish on the card for him, if you will. Just run. Probably not going to beat you. The question is, can you settle back into that groove and keep making pitches?
High fly ball to center field. Alex Jr. is there. Look at the swing from Kessinger.
Yeah, look how balanced this is. That's making the adjustment. Kessinger kind of out in front his first 2 at-bats, but you see him stay back this time. There was no drifting forward. The hands, the weight stayed back. He saw it good, and boy, he knew it as soon as it touched the bat that the score was 1-0. He had hit his 8th home run of the season.
You talk about improvements from last season. Batted .175. Had a .287 on base percentage in 55 games. Now this year, completely different story for the Ole Miss shortstop. This one lofted into left field. It's going to drop. A bloop single off the bat of Nick Fortes. Oh, we'd like to welcome everybody in from the Duke-Georgia game. We got a real good one here in Game 7 at Swayze Field. Ole Miss just took a 1-0 lead off a solo home run from Gray Kessinger. Alongside Ben McDonald, I'm Sam Ravitch. We welcome you to Oxford, Mississippi. Winner of this one advances to the Super Regionals. And we take a look at our bracket and the extended bracket. You see the number 4 nationally ranked Ole Miss Rebels, the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Whoever wins this game is going to go face the number 13 Texas Longhorns, and that is going to be a very, very good Super Regional, Ben.
Oh, Texas has been so good this year. Conference champions. Boy, Cody Clemens is having one of those seasons. It's a Golden Spikes type of season. They ran through that regional at Austin, and they will face the winner of this ball game in a Super Regional matchup next weekend.
There was a really good Texas team versus a really good Ole Miss team in that 2005 Super Regional that pitted those two up, Ole Miss and Texas. Could have a rematch of that.
Yeah, that is going to be a good one, no matter who wins this game.
That's going to be the end of the day for Devin Lancaster. Take a look at this home run from Kessinger. Ole Miss up 1-0. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. This place is jam-packed tonight. In Game 7 of the Oxford Regional, Ole Miss up 1-0 over the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech thanks to a solo home run from Gray Kessinger. Devin Lancaster, the starter, is out, and the Golden Eagles are going to go to their ace, Travis Moss, who, by the way, pitched in the game earlier today to help the Golden Eagles advance to this Game 7, Ben.
Yeah, he came in and got just through 3 pitches, got a big strikeout to end an Ole Miss threat. He's been outstanding all year long. You see the 95 innings pitched, 102 strikeouts. He was the OVC Pitcher of the Year, 13 wins on the season, and it's electric stuff. I don't know how good it's going to be tonight. He started in Game 1, threw 90 pitches, came back and threw Game 1 of the series today. Here he is in again, but when he's on, the fastball is a good one. It's 90-94 with a breaking ball. A changeup, and boy, that changeup is a good one. They'll go with a fastball that can get up to the mid-90s.
Travis Moss has been called upon time and time again in big spots for Tennessee Tech. The runner on first is Nick Fortes. Thomas Dillard at the plate. And he lines one into right field. Touching second, heading for third is Fortes. There won't be a throw. And Ole Miss has runners on the corners with 1 out.
Talking about time and time again, Thomas Dillard. First ball, fastball hunting, and gets one out over the plate. Drops a barrel on one, and here come the Rebs. First and third, 1 run in already, only 1 out.
Swayze Field has come to insane life in the past couple of minutes.
Well, this crowd has just been waiting. Ole Miss, number 2 in the nation in attendance the past 3 years in all of college baseball. There's that good changeup, and it's a difference maker. You see how far out in front Zabowski was on that one, because you got to gear up. I mean, you got to get your foot down, and you got to get going when the guy's throwing low to mid-90s. But when he takes a lot off, and it's about a 15-mile-per-hour difference, it is hard to square it up. Yeah, back-to-back circle changes. That's a new changeup that's been around 4 or 5 years now. The changeup used to be a pitch you threw to make contact, maybe off the end of the bat, but now more and more guys are going to that circle change grip, which really dives down and away from the left-handed hitters if you're a right-hander. You're not going to see many in the country any better than Travis Moss.
Travis Moss really hit his stride towards the back half of the season, had a 2.70 ERA in April and May combined. He had a 5.08 prior to that.
Yeah, he said his command just got a lot better. He really got a feel for his off-speed pitches, and that was the difference for him. And he turned the corner, but still ended up winning 13 games on the season, going 13-2. He's making his 19th appearance. 16 of those have been starts.
Runner takes off, and Zabowski fouls it off at home plate.
Yeah, Dillard's one of those guys, you see him trot back, he'll fool you. Got the most stolen bases on this Ole Miss team. 17 bags for Thomas Dillard in 20 attempts.
One ball, 2 strikes to Zabowski. Line drive, center field. Cortez will score. Dillard holds up at second. And an RBI single for Cole Zabowski puts the Rebels up 2-0.
Boy, it almost looked like Cole Zabowski said, you know what, I'm going to hunt me a fastball. He swung and missed the first 2 changeups by 2 feet. And he finally got his fastball, this time up in the zone, and I mean on time, right back from whence it came. And Ole Miss now up 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Center fielder Will Golson's turn now. Still 1 out. Golson, one of the captains of this Rebel team, was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, popped out in the 5th. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Ole Miss scoring both of their runs here in the top of the 6th inning and threatening for more.
There's head coach Mike Bianco, 18th year at Ole Miss. 21 years as a college coach. And he has seen a bunch of these types of games.
Ball 4. Bases loaded for Tyler Keenan.
Well, you see Moss went right back to his bread and butter, and that's that changeup. But you got to wonder just how effective he can be. Again, just a couple of days ago, he throws 90 pitches. He heats it up today. In the first game between these two teams, he comes in, relief, he gets an out, sits for a couple hours, and back on the bump again.
Ole Miss is 1 for 5 with the bases loaded versus the Golden Eagles in this regional. How deceiving is that changeup, Ben?
That one will hurt your feelings. I'm telling you, it comes out of the same arm slot as a fastball. The arm action and speed is just the same, but it's the grip. The grip is what changes, and that's what slows the ball down, and that's a good changeup.
Not want to get out of play. 0-2 to Tyler Keenan.
That's what he does. So he slows the bat down, then he speeds the bat up. So you're out in front of the changeup, then you're behind the fastball, and it counts 0-2. And the hitter, you know, it's almost like you have to pick one pitch and sit on one. I really think that's what Zabowski did. He missed the first two changeups and finally got a fastball. It was on time.
That's a tough pitch to lay off there.
Yeah, and that's just changing the eye level. That was designed on purpose. Throw it up in the zone. If you get a swing through, great, it's a strikeout. If not, at least you changed the eye level. You sped the bat back up. So now look for something off speed. Wouldn't surprise me to see him go back to the changeup or maybe the breaking ball. Oh, fastball. Almost looks like Keenan hurt himself. On the swing, something happened to Keenan's right hand. Watch him swing. And right there, he knew instantly. You can see him take his hand off the bat. He does not want to come out, but you can tell he is hurt. I'm good.
Yeah, he said, I'm good.
There ain't no way you dragging anybody out of this game, I can tell you that. And a lot of those hitters will put the knob of that bat right in their hand right there, and when they swing, there's a little bone in there. I think it's called a hamate bone, if I'm not mistaken. It's very common with hitters. It's a little hook in there. Doesn't serve a purpose at all, but they break that hook off, have to go in there and repair it and just pull it out.
Moss gets him there.
Finally went back to the changeup. I thought he'd go back to it the pitch before that, but there's that changeup. And boy, 83 miles an hour versus 94 miles an hour, and it's just hard to stay on it as a hitter.
Base is still loaded. Now Chase Cockrell singled in his last at bat. 1 for 2 today.
Big time pitch by Moss.
Dillard on third, Zabowski on second, Golson on first. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Then if Moss can pitch himself out of this one and strand the bases loaded, the 2 runs don't look that threatening when you're Tennessee Tech.
No. I mean, 2 runs. Nothing for Tennessee Tech. They only averaged 10.5 runs per game this year. But you're right, this is big for both of these teams. Ole Miss with a base hit can break it wide open. If Moss finds a way right here, 2-0 certainly a lead you can come back from.
Cockrell held up to even it at 1-1. Well, Travis Moss had this quote to say before the regional started. He said, quote, "We are winning it. We are winning this regional. We're winning the super regional, and we're going to Omaha. We're the best team in the nation," end quote.
Young man not hurting for confidence, that's for sure. And why not? Your team's won more games than anybody in the country this year. You won 13 of them on the bump yourself. I like the confidence. Question is, can you back it up now?
Just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cockrell.
Almost like Moss wants to show you the fastball, but get you out with that changeup. See what he goes with. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is the count you want to make it happen on as a pitcher. Stay out of those predictable counts. Right back to that bread and butter. What makes him so good. And he stomps off the mound after a big punch out.
Ole Miss gets 2 runs on 4 hits. They lead 2-0. There's Gray Kessinger. A solo home run to get the scoring started for the Rebels in the 6th inning. They would score 2 in the frame. And they now lead 2-0. The winner of this game advances to the Super Regionals to have a meeting with the Texas Longhorns. Kevin Stroshine 0 for 2 today.
How about Duke out of the ACC have knocked off the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens twice today to go to a super regional.
Hard hit ball towards short. Kessinger been solid all year.
Yeah, that man has grown up from last year. If you don't follow Ole Miss baseball, Mike Bianco, the head coach for Ole Miss, brought in the #1 recruiting class 2 years ago. Zabowski, Kessinger, Rollison, who'll be a first-round pick any minute now, was part of that. They struggled last year. They missed postseason play altogether last year. Did not make the NCAA tournament. It has been a totally different year this year. Top hitting team in the SEC. Go from worst to first in that department. You win the Western Division of the SEC, you win the conference tournament, and here you are 1 win away from a super regional.
So Duke knocking off Georgia. Tennessee Tech trying to do the same thing here. They won game 6 to force this game 7. They trail 2-0 though. In on the hands to Chambers. He'll jog on down to first.
That's why the big fella, he hangs out over the plate. You see that arm guard right there on that elbow? That's exactly what it hits off of. How you feel about all them arm guards?
Oh, I think if they help you, not get injured, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword I'm a pitcher.
Well, I know some people like to wear them for style, though. That's where I got a problem with it.
Well, for me, I know it helps with injuries, but if a guy's going to go stand up on the plate on purpose.
Here's a high fly ball out to left field. Gone! 2-run home run for Trevor Putzig. And just like that, we are tied.
Well, we said last inning, 2 runs and nothing for this team. That's their 134th home run of the year. And the home run belt is out again. And that's just how fast. Hit by pitch, 2-run homer. And we got a new ball game.
Trevor Putzig gets all of that one.
You saw Devin Lancaster, starting pitcher for Tennessee Tech, make a mistake to Gray Kester. An off-speed pitch left right out over the center of the plate and paid for it. The boy Jordan Fowler, who has been so good for Ole Miss up to this point, one of the few mistakes he has made, just a nothing kind of breaking ball, the old cement mixer spinning right in the middle of the plate. And Trevor Putzig ties this one up.
Well, Ben, you knew too. The Rebels had the bases loaded with one out, couldn't bring another run in. And just like that, we're tied.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Tennessee Tech's one of those teams that you don't feel comfortable with a lead unless you're about 10 runs ahead.
Jordan Fowler's day is done. Houston Roth coming in. Huge, huge home run for Trevor Putzig. All knotted at 2. Jordan Fowler's day is done. Houston Roth comes on to pitch after the 2-run home run from Trevor Putzig. That ties it up. You saw Houston Roth come in, get his first career save. And now coming in a real tight situation again, Ben.
Yeah, he was really good last night. See the numbers on the year. Pretty good for Houston Roth. It's a fastball. It's an upper 80s, low 90s type fastball with a breaking ball and a changeup.
Garza now up. Trevor Putzig really barreled one up.
Boy, did he ever. Off-speed pitch up. Love how he kept his weight balanced, didn't go forward, recognized it right out of the pitcher's hand. And had a little bat flip at the end. He knew he had hit that one.
Garza doubled back in the second inning. He chops one foul here. This Tennessee Tech team has done it all season long. Whether they're down or trailing, it really doesn't matter how many runs they're down. We saw them put up 15 runs in game 1 today.
Yeah, on 16 hits. But they only hit one home run. Tells you they can hit for average too, and boy, can they ever. 340 team batting average coming into the game today.
Line drive right back up the middle. And now the Golden Eagles offense starting to come alive a little bit here in the 6th.
They hit a whole lot of home runs, but a lot of the approach with them, when they get 2 strikes, you'll see them choke up on that bat just a little bit. And that's the reason why they're hitting so high as a team. Exactly what Garza did, got down 0-2, shortened the stroke a little bit, says, you know what, I'm just going to try to shorten it, see if I can make contact.
Nick Osborne now. Boy, the atmosphere has changed a little bit here at Swayze after that 2-run home run. A quelling of the uprising for the Rebel fans.
Yeah, you can see a lot of concern now.
Yep.
Just when it looked like it was going to be fun for the home crowd, Tennessee Tech has quiet.
So now, Ben, you're at a 2-2 game. Teams kind of have to think of it as 0-0 again, right?
Exactly. It comes down to bullpens now. Who can make the pitches?
And who has the pitching left, too.
Well, and that's where the advantage could be for Ole Miss a little bit. One less game played this weekend than what Tennessee Tech had to play. So you would think the Ole Miss bullpen may be a little bit more rested. Parker Caracci, one of the best closers in the country. Still available for Mike Bianco's bunch.
Called strike 3 right at the knees to Nick Osborne.
Boy, the slider, the pitch before this on the outside corner to set it up, and how about this? Just dots an eye on the outside corner does Houston Roth for a big second out here at the bottom of the 6th inning. There's Mr. Caracci waiting his turn.
Colin Harris. Parker Caracci knows that most likely he's going to be coming in this game.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. The only question is when. Caracci did throw last night. Ole Miss knocked off Tennessee Tech in the winner's bracket game. 2 1/3 last night. Didn't give up 3 runs.
These Ole Miss fans just waiting for something to cheer for. Then it just erupts at Swayze.
Boy, they catch it from Ole Miss again. Nick Fortes. Watch him try to steal this pitch. So he sets up off the outside corner, just the ball, and watch as he receives the ball, leans back and tries to get the call. Didn't work that time, but a nice job of framing that baseball. Fastball away again. Going to go for the outside corner. Yes, sir.
Back-to-back Ks for Houston Roth, but not before. Trevor Putzing takes one deep over the left field wall to tie it up. Bat flip and all. 2-2 score. For coverage of Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to NCAA.com. That's NCAA.com. All tied 2-2 here in Game 7 of the Oxford Regional. And look who has come in to pitch, Nick Osborne from right field.
Oh, it's no joke either. Big arm. You're going to see a fastball 90 to 94 miles an hour. 2 different breaking balls and a changeup.
Line drive, center field. That'll drop in front of Junior. Adams' first hit of the day comes off of that guy, Nick Osborne. Well, he also got it done at the plate in the regional. Hit 2 home runs in the game. One over the left field wall. And then how about opposite field power over the right field wall? Home run belt hoisted high overhead now on the mound. Ben has pitched before, but not all that much.
Yeah, 17 innings, not bad. ERA a little bit high. Like the strikeouts, 20 punch-outs and only 17 innings pitched, but 10 walks. So command for him can be an issue from time to time.
Gray Kessinger had the big solo home run in his last at-bat in the 6th. So Ben, obviously Osborne has pitched before this season, but in Game 7, you had Moths out there for a little bit. Is this a matter of we don't really have that much pitching left down in the pen?
That's exactly what it is. I mean, Moss had thrown 90 pitches just a day ago. Comes in relief today in the first game, then back in relief again. You can't stretch him. I mean, you get to the point where it's dangerous. And so that tells you right there. Now, Osborne's got a good arm, but he's also a guy, as you mentioned, that hadn't pitched very much for Tennessee Tech, which tells me they're starting to really get low on pitching down in that bullpen.
Well, how about this, Ben? Florida Atlantic University 7, Florida 4. They're going to go to a game 7. And Brady Singer also just went to the Royals with the 18th overall pick in the draft.
Well, the Royals got a good one in Brady Singer. One of the best two-seam fastballs you'll see in just a strike thrower.
One ball, 2 strikes to Gray Kessinger. And Jacob Adams on first base.
So the Gainesville Regional and the Oxford Regional are the only 2 left. Has not been decided.
Again, the winner of this game goes on to advance to the Super Regionals and face the University of Texas. Ground ball to short, Garza to second. Double play. Ben, how about Garza at shortstop today? He's been fantastic.
It's been a glove show. I'm going to tell you, watch this play. Backhand side, gets around in time, plants a feet. Look at the quick snap feed over to the second baseman, Ham, and an outstanding turn over to Chambers. And I'm going to tell you what, that's a 6-4-3, and you can't do it a whole lot better than that. You don't think Osborne's maybe just a little bit pumped up about that?
Base is clear for Ryan Olenek. A couple of athletic right fielders in this game. You got Olenek, a guy who played shortstop. Takes one off his foot there.
Yeah, he had to come in and pitch. And now the right fielder Osborne comes in to pitch in this game. Two totally different situations.
Right. Osborne comes in from right field to the mound.
Oh, yeah. Good pitch. There's a good breaking ball. Well, Osborne's showing you some stuff. It's a low 90s fastball with a really good hook.
How about that, Nick Osborne? Olenek goes around, gets a double play, and Osborne and the Golden Eagles are fired up. The strikeout, the tag applied, and we're all tied at 2. There's the man, Ryan Rollison, just trying to pass the time. Maybe a little bit fidgety, waiting to hear his name come off the draft board. Any time now was projected number 20. We're waiting on that pick right now. So it could be very soon before Rollison picks up a phone call. All tied 2-2 here in Game 7, bottom of the 7th inning. You talk about stress, Ben. A guy who started this regional off with 13 Ks. That was a career high. Then you're waiting to get called. It's a tie ball game. Can you add more stress to a guy?
And your team is right there on the bubble. If you lose this game, you're going to pro ball soon. Yeah, we've been watching him. He's having a hard time sitting still right now for a lot of different reasons.
Oh, can you blame him?
No. All of a sudden, Roth, who was so good when he finished off the 6th inning with back-to-back strikeouts, facing John Hamm, the leadoff batter, here in the bottom of the 7th, 3-0 count.
He walks in ball 4. First walk of the day for Roth. Just trying to stay active and not think about the draft right now for Ryan Rollison. Flip a ball up in the air, do whatever you can. Head coach Mike Bianco out to the mound. Well, here's what Ryan Rollison brings to the table. And when you look at the guy himself, 13 Ks in that game one, Ben, that was a career high.
Yeah. No, he's got a good fastball, especially from a left-hander. Now, he's a draftable sophomore, but the fastball's up to 94 miles an hour. The difference maker is that slider. And boy, I love the way he will finish inside with his fastball. Not afraid to pitch inside either.
Houston Roth struggling a bit to find the strike zone right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he was really good when he came in relief. I mean, strike after strike, and all of a sudden, 5 straight balls. I don't know how much longer Mike Bianco, head coach for Ole Miss, can go. Parker Caracci, looks like that's him down at Ole Miss bullpen getting heated up. It's getting late in the ball game. You can't let this one get away from you.
Alex Jr., 1 for 3 today. Gets away from Fortes. Up to second base goes Ham. Wild pitch. Pass ball. That was ruled a pass ball from Fortes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened right there. I don't know if Fortes lost the ball. It almost looks like Junior put the bat in front of him, or it was a cross-up or something. I don't know how you get crossed up with nobody on second base. But Fortes, who is really, really good back there, just missed that one.
Junior gets a bunt down. It's a good one. Keenan can't handle it.
Well, you hear a lot about the home runs. They have hit a lot of them, but they can beat you different ways as well. And how about this bunt? I mean, a 2-0 count, just a perfect bunt right to Keenan. And I'm telling you, the way Junior runs, even if Keenan feels this, watch how quickly he's out of the box. There is no way the third baseman Keenan feels this, he throws them out. Here you are, first and third, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, Ben, what happened to Houston Roth? We saw him get those back-to-back Ks to end the 6th inning, and now a bit wild.
Yeah, at the wrong time, too. This is a situation where you need a ground ball double play. I think here Mike Bianco's out. He's going to make the change. It's going to be Caracci time.
All right, a long relief appearance for Parker Caracci coming up. Tie ball game. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. All tied up 2-2, runners on the corners. And who do you go to? Parker Caracci. You talk about the story for this guy, both on and off the field, Ben. He's a guy that you have to root for.
Yeah, for me, it's probably the best feel-good story in all of college baseball this year. A young man that couldn't even get a jersey his first 2 years, and his stuff is just electric. He walked on here at Ole Miss 2 years ago, couldn't even make the 35-man roster. Well, he found something this past summer in Maryland in the Summer League, and whatever he's found, it has been pure magic since then. Not only does he get a jersey, he goes to the closer this year for the Ole Miss Rebels. It began right around SEC time. He's got 10 or 11 saves on the year. The fastball is going to be 91 up to 96 at times with a much improving breaking ball.
Well, we were watching and waiting for a phone call to see if Ryan Rollison was going to get the phone call. And it looks like he may have gotten a text message there. Still has not been picked. We don't know where Rollison's going to go, and then he's heading down into the dugout.
Something's going on.
Something's cooking for Ryan Rollison.
It's certainly cooking for Tennessee Tech right now. And Parker Caracci's in to try to put the fire out.
Parker Caracci has done this time and time again this season for Ole Miss. Runners on the corners, nobody out. And Brennan Kalevahea at the plate.
Well, Parker Caracci's in for one reason. He can strike you out. It's a high spin rate type fastball.
Kalevahea squares to bunt, fouls it off.
Yeah, a little safety squeeze. And that's where you get lost with this team, because the only thing that jumps at you is the home runs. Well, they've shown you that just in this inning here. You get a drag bunt for a base hit. You get a possible safety squeeze. So it's more than just the long ball. It's a complete team that pitches it good enough. We've seen the defense be outstanding. And boy, offensively, they can beat you a lot of ways.
Really is amazing. A team that has hit over 130 home runs this year with nobody out, trying a little safety squeeze in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, they can play small ball and beat you too.
Ask and you shall receive, Ben.
That's what Parker Caracci does. He gets ahead of you. He expands his zone. The control is normally very good. And, boy, he just gets on the outside corner with above average fastball at 92. And Kalevahea had no chance at that.
Now it's Kevin Stroshine. He's 0 for 3 today. High fly ball out to right field. Olenek on the warning track, and he makes the catch. 1 run will score. John Hamm. And Tennessee Tech takes a 3-2 lead.
Well, a nice running catch. And, boy, how about the job by Stroshine? He's been a little bit of a struggle for him in his tournament, but he stayed on the heater away and, boy, drove it deep to right field and pushed across the go-ahead run for Tennessee Tech. Here in the top of the bottom of the 7th inning.
Plenty of time for Hamm to tag up. Long run for Olenek, though, out in right field. If he didn't make that catch, it would have been more trouble. Chase Chambers.
Just something about those leadoff walks, isn't it? It's amazing how often they come around to score.
Parker Caracci this year, second team All SEC. 10 saves, that was 4th in the conference. Just 13 walks to 72 Ks.
Yeah, he didn't even start closing. So SEC play got here. In conference games only, that 30-game schedule. He had 9 saves. That was number 1 in SEC play only.
Just getting word that Ryan Rollison has been drafted number 22 in the 2018 draft to the Colorado Rockies. Congratulations to that young man.
Yeah, hugs in the dugout. He's finally going to smile now. How about that? He can breathe a little bit now, huh?
Hugs from teammates all around. Ground ball back up the middle. Kessinger, 360 spin. Great play from Kessinger. Ryan Rollison just drafted to the Rockies. Really impressive. Ryan Rollison just drafted number 22 overall in the 2018 MLB June draft by the Colorado Rockies. Ryan joins us now. Ryan, we saw you fidgeting a bit in the dugout, throwing a ball up a little bit. We had an eye on you.
Yeah,
you got to be smiling a little bit now, though.
Yeah, I'm glad, it's over, and, so proud to be a part of a great organization. And, yeah, it felt like every minute was, 30 minutes. So, I'm just honored to be selected by, such a great organization, and, go Rockies.
Congratulations, Ryan. Happy for you, man. Let me ask you something. Your game, we've seen your game a lot the last couple of years. In your opinion, what do you have to do better? What's a goal for you? What part of your game needs to get better for you to climb that ladder really quick when pro ball starts?
I need to develop a better changeup. I was pitching off my fastball and slider most this year, and I need to develop that third pitch. I think that'll allow me to go to the next level that I can, and obviously sharpen up my fastball and my fastball command and my slider as well. So I think just sharpening those things, and I think the sky's the limit for me.
Ryan Rollison just drafted number 22 overall to the Colorado Rockies. Ryan, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the night.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
really great to see and hear from that young man. And you saw the ovation, too, that he got from Swayze Field and the Rebel faithful, really appreciating what he was able to do throughout his career here. Really awesome to watch.
Yeah, and he's still learning big time. Remember, he's just a sophomore. Draftable sophomore means he's 21. Began the year last year, his freshman year here in Ole Miss as a reliever, but quickly got into that weekend rotation and did well. Had a good summer. Ended up being a first-round pick. Just a dream come true.
Ryan Rollison now becomes the first-round pick from Ole Miss since 2010. That pick in 2010 was Drew Pomerantz.
This is what makes Ryan Rollison special. Boy, it's a 3-pitch mix from the same arm slot. It's an exploding fastball up to 94. The breaking ball is a difference maker, though. It's one of the best breaking balls that you're going to see in college baseball. That's why he's number 2 in the SEC, only behind the first pick in the country tonight, Casey Mize, when it comes to strikeouts. And you heard him talk about the changeup. Mostly been a fastball, breaking ball guy his first 2 years in school. And the changeup's there. He's working on it, but certainly a pitch that's going to have to get more consistent for him if he's going to climb the ladder quickly.
Ball 4 to Thomas Dillard. And a 1-out walk.
Yeah, really good at bat for Dillard. Got down 2 strikes very quickly, fought off some tough pitches. If you're Ole Miss, that's what you need. A couple of base runners and that big base hit. Ole Miss running out of outs. Only 5 outs left to work with.
So head coach Matt Braga coming out, and there's going to be a change here. Looks like Anthony Carrera, number 2, is going in to play right field. Stroshine coming in. And a defensive change made by the Golden Eagles here.
Yeah, that's going to take one of your big bats out of your lineup. But with the lead, I think, in this situation, I think you sacrifice offense for your best defense. What defense in the field gives you your best chance of hanging on to this lead? And head coach Matt Braga feels like that's the answer.
Kevin Stroshine wasn't all that thrilled to be coming in from right field. But now you try to go speed in the outfield and track down no doubles defense with Cole Zabowski at the plate. Zabowski, an RBI single back in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 tonight.
Well, Zabowski, certainly one of those guys that can turn it around in a hurry. 6'5", 225. You just wonder the way Thomas Dillard runs. Kind of sneaky fast over there. Does he take a chance and try to get in the scoring position with just 1 out? 17 bags by Dillard this year out of 20 attempts.
Almost got Dillard. Quick tag applied by Chambers there.
Yeah, and some quick feet by Osborne. Well, certainly Tennessee Tech has done their homework. They're trying to keep Dillard close. They know.
Osborne's been able to break off that curveball pretty good, Ben.
No, it's a good one, too. It's a really good one for a guy that doesn't have many innings pitched this year. He has come in a big situation, and so far has looked good.
Check swing. They say he went around. Zabowski goes down.
Boy, hard to tell from that angle. It's awfully close. That's a good breaking ball. You'll be able to tell here. Oh, yeah. One of those ones that can go either way.
Two outs for Will Golston, 0 for 1 today with a pop out, was hit by a pitch, and also walked. Now, as it gets down to crunch time, too, you have to remember Ole Miss is not the home team for this game. They are the away team. In Game 6, they were the home team. They lost. Now you force a Game 7. And Tennessee Tech is now the home team. So that may play into things heading down to the last couple of innings.
Again, if you hadn't followed this Oxford Regional going in, it was the only regional in the country out of 16. You can make the argument it's the toughest one. 3 teams ranked in the top 25 in RPI, all in the same place. Missouri State was 25, Tennessee Tech 23, and of course Ole Miss top 5.
Ole Miss, the number 4 national seed. And a regional that had teams at a .750 winning percentage.
Yeah, no other regional could say that either.
Oh, that high fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's how you know you got a good fastball. Spin rates are cool. It's good information to know. So is velocity. But the hitter will always let you know how good your stuff is. When you get in the fastball count and you throw a heater right by somebody, it tells me your fastball's pretty good.
They're keeping a close eye on Dillard at first base.
I think you have to, because Dillard's sneaky. Not afraid to run, one of those guys that has the green light to run whenever he wants to, so it's all about timing. If he can get that momentum going towards second base.
Ground ball to short. Garza bobbles it a bit. Recovers in time to throw out Golson at first. One runner stranded, but this guy having a great night. Ryan Rollison, drafted 22nd overall by the Colorado Rockies.
NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And in part by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Time here in Game 7. The winner advances to the Super Regionals. Trevor Putzig to start it off. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it is an awfully quiet Swayze Field as their Rebels trail by 1. Couple more outs and their season could be over. Parker Caracci continues on the mound for Ole Miss. There is double barrel action in the Rebel bullpen right now. But Ben, you have to think this is Caracci's game.
Oh, no doubt. He's got enough left in the tank. Because as you mentioned, Ole Miss is the visiting team, so all Caracci's got to get is 3 outs right now. Ole Miss doesn't score a run in the top of the 9th. This one is over.
There's one of those leadoff walks. We've seen plenty of those come around and score in this regional. And here comes head coach Mike Bianco.
Now there's some action down at Ole Miss bullpen. I think he's going to take the pulse of Parker Caracci, see it, how he's feeling. Remember, he had a good bit of work last night in the game.
And you see Will Etheridge and Greer Holston starting to get warm in the bullpen for Ole Miss.
That doesn't look like he's going to take Caracci. That looks like more of a situational stuff. Maybe a possible bunt situation. How they're going to cover the bunt. I mean, Caracci's been your best guy all year long. I don't see a scenario of taking him out in this situation.
David Garza, the shortstop, steps in. Garza 1 for 2 today. There's a good pitch right there from Caracci.
Yeah, right on the inside corner. And the velocity is not typical Caracci velocity right now. That one at 88 miles an hour typically. He's a tick up from that.
All of a sudden, the pace of this game has slowed down a little bit, Ben.
Yeah, if you're Tennessee Tech, you'd love to have an insurance run this situation. Or if you're Ole Miss, you have got to find a way to put a 0 up here in the bottom of the 8th inning and give yourself a chance in the top of the 9th to tie this thing up or go ahead. But give Tennessee Tech all the credit in the world. They have fought through the loser bracket. One game won today, forced a game 2 against Ole Miss, and have the lead here in the top of the 8th inning, and upsets all around the country this weekend. This is another one brewing. That's what makes Parker Caracci special right there. It's above average fastball with a lot of zip and a high spin rate to it, but he can also dot some eyes on the outside corner. Fortes wants it on the corner, and I mean knocking paint right off the black of the plate is Parker Caracci.
Nick Osborne with 1 out. Osborne 0 for 3 today, struck out in his last at bat. Line drive, foul down the left field line. Foul back, and it's 1-2 to Osborne.
Well, Osborne's one of those guys. We've seen a couple of homers in a game. He just does not get cheated at the plate. I mean, it's max effort on the mound. It's max effort at the plate. And he's not feeling for it. He's trying to punish it.
For those watching us on ESPN2, you will be going over to see that Florida-Atlanta game. We are staying right here on ESPNU. Two balls, 2 strikes to Nick Osborne. Parker Caracci now a 3-2 count. Ben, we've seen a couple of walks from Caracci here in the regionals, and he hasn't walked all that many batters all season.
No, normally he has good control, but just not been quite the same. He's made some big pitches when he's needed to. But again, you pitch back-to-back days, you accumulate a lot of pitches over the course of a season.
Ground ball to short, Kessinger, Adams, Zabowski. Last chance for Ole Miss. They trail by 1, heading to the top of the 9th. Tyler Keenan, Chase Cockrell, Jacob Adams. Ole Miss trails by 1, heading to the top of the 9th inning. They are 3 outs away from having their season come to an end. The winner of this game advances to the Super Regionals to take on the University of Texas. First pitch popped up out to left field, the center fielder Junior. One gone. Chase Cockrell 1 for 3 today.
Is there any magic left for Ole Miss? Well, and Osborne's feeling it right now. I mean, straight in from right field just a couple of innings ago and pumping gas. I'm talking about 90 to 93 with a good breaking ball.
Line drive, center field. Chase Cockrell aboard, a one-out single.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Osborne got ahead with 2 strikes, made a little bit of a mistake. That's too good of a pitch in that situation. Watch the location of this. Yeah, the middle of the plate, just a little bit too much. See Cockrell spread out. Not much stride there, not much chance of a mistake. He's nice and balanced at the plate, finds the barrel, and Ole Miss something going here in the top of the 9th. 1 on, 1 out.
And Anthony Servideo will come in to pinch run for Cockrell. One of, if not the fastest guy on this Rebel team. Man, he's coming in for one reason and one reason only.
Yeah, he brings you a lot of speed. Now, I don't know if head coach Mike Bianco is going to take a chance or not. But certainly if a ball gets in the gap, deep in the gap, he's got a chance of scoring from first base. We saw him do it earlier today. He scored from first base.
Jacob Adams is 1 for 3. Fly ball right field. Carrera is under it. 2 gone. And Gray Kessinger, the last hopes for the Rebels, has homered today in the 6th.
Yeah, Kessinger got a change up in the zone. He's not going to see a change up from Osborne. It's all max effort stuff. An exploding fastball and a good breaking ball.
One more out. And the Golden Eagles advance to the Super Regionals.
Well, Tennessee Tech definitely thinks Servideo may take a chance to try to get into scoring position with 2 out. And I think he could get there. If he guesses on the right pitch, would have to be the breaking ball. If he gets the breaking ball, he could probably make it. The gamble is if it's a fastball and you get a swing and miss, you could end your season trying to steal second base.
One ball, 2 strikes to Gray Kessinger.
Ole Miss down to its last out, its last strike.
Ole Miss has lost 2 games in a row all season. Once in mid-April, once in early May. They are on the verge of losing 2 in a row here tonight. And it is a quiet Swayze Field.
Well, this Tennessee Tech pitching staff has not been all that great this year. ERA right at 5 coming into this regional. They have been good today. Boy, how about that job by the catcher, Clemahea. That ball bounces by right there. All of a sudden, Servideo is at second base. 3 balls, 2 strike count. So the first baseman, Chambers, is going to play behind Servideo, which means Servidio's off and moving as soon as Osborne picks that leg up. So certainly a ball that gets anywhere near the gap. Oh, Osborne's coming back to first now. They're going to change that. He's going to hold him on not to get that jump, which I think is the right move.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Gray Kessinger. Popped up on the infield. The second baseman, Ham, records the out, and Tennessee Tech advances to the Super Regionals. the number 4 national seed. Ole Miss knocked off by the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech.
Boy, and give credit to Nick Osborne. Comes out of right field. No warm-up tosses. What does he come in and do? How about 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, doesn't allow a run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, and this continues a trend of the parity in college baseball. This makes 8 of the top 16 national seeds were eliminated just in regional play, including 4 of the top 8 national seeds in Stanford, Florida State, Georgia, and now number 4 Ole Miss out of the NCAA tournament.